the policy of government is to make education accessible. So, apart from uniform and the amount that has been set by the government, we don't expect anything more. Principals should ensure that no student is sent away from school over illegal levies, and we are going to be very, very categorical, very strict on this. Let me now focus on the placement of 2022 KCPE candidates. The ministry has placed all eligible candidates appropriately in secondary schools in keeping with the 100% transition policy. This selection process was strictly guided by the principles of merit, choice, equity, and availability of space in placing candidates. This was conducted as follows. For county schools, I'm now going to give you a breakdown on the admission to the various categories of schools that we have in the country. To county schools, we have admitted female a total number of 107,461 to join those schools. Male, we have admitted 91,566, making a total of 199,027. Extra county schools, which of course, as I said, a number of them are day schools, we have admitted a total number of 111,105 female and 117,055 male, making a total of 228,160. To national schools, we have a total of 106 national schools, as we are aware, in the entire country, and the female, we have been able to admit 18,794. Male, we have admitted 20,178, making a total of 38,972. Special needs, we have admitted female 871, male 948, total 1,819. Sub-county schools, we have admitted the majority, this is actually where the day schools are, 372,459. And those are female. Male, we have admitted 87,000. Total number of students admitted in all the 5 core schools comes to 1,000,002, meaning that each and every one of them who did their KCPE course based on their disability categories on merit and choice. The ministry has applied affirmative action to achieve equity for children from the slum areas. In this year's selection, 270 students from slum areas were placed in national and extra county schools of their choice. This is in addition to those placed through merit and other criteria. This intervention is in line with the government policy to achieve parity in education by considering the needy and the vulnerable children in informal settlements in urban areas. For the first time, the ministry placed 9,019 runners from primary schools located in the refugee camps in the public schools. This is in line with the 2017 Djibouti Declaration on Regional Refugee Education that stipulates the need to enhance capacity of IGAD member states to implement commitments to quality education and learning for refugees and host communities. The following counties has to place the need to enhance capacity of IGAD member states to implement commitments to quality education and learning for refugees. That we have secondary are 109 secondary schools. The capacity to accommodate in those schools is 27,145. The number of candidates we had in the KCP was 72,232, meaning that we have a deficit of 45,089. Kirivi County, we have a total of 164 secondary schools with a capacity of 31,258, and the KCB candidates we had was 41,470, meaning we have a deficit of 10,212. Mombasa, we have a total number of 56 schools, and the capacity is 12,801, with a total number of candidates being 22,360, meaning we have a deficit of 9,559. Kajiado County, we have 95 secondary schools with a capacity of 20,640. The number of KCB candidates were 25,605, and the deficit is 4,965. Turkana County, we have 63 secondary schools with a capacity of 12,096, and the candidates we had was 16,796 with a deficit of 4,000. And the number of candidates KCB was 24,442 with a deficit of 1,809. Taita Taveta, we have 54 secondary schools with a capacity of 6,768. The total number we had of candidates was 8,477. We have a deficit of 1,709. Kitui County, we have 449 schools with a capacity of 41,184,709. Kitui County, we have 449 schools with a capacity of 41,184. The candidates we had was 42,262. We have a deficit of 1,078. Narok County, we have 171 schools. The capacity is 33,360. We have a number of candidates being 34,262. So we have a deficit of 902. Tana River, we have 38 secondary schools with a capacity of 5,232. We had a total of 6,035 candidates, so we have a deficit of 803. Baringo County, we have 176 schools with a capacity of 18,144. The number of candidates we had was 18,757. We have a deficit of 613. West Pokot, we have 185 secondary schools with a capacity of 16,178, and the number of candidates we had was 16,000. The number of candidates was 3,760. We have a deficit of 496. To mitigate the shortfall in these 14 counties, candidates were placed in other counties with sufficient capacities. And mostly the neighboring counties, we have enough schools with infrastructure, meaning that even those counties that don't have adequate schools with adequate facilities, we have been able to cater for those students who were not able to get admission within their own counties. The above scenario can be considered an eye-opener to an underlying problem that calls for serious early redress in the wake of CBC. It is against this background that I will take a personal initiative to consult with the leadership from these areas to address this perennial deficit in capacity. I will engage with members of parliament and the county governors so that they know of this problem. They can be able to allocate resources from CDF so that we are able to have enough capacities as we move forward, so that they can be able to accommodate more students. Through the selection process, it became clear that a large number of candidates did not receive proper guidance and direction when choosing schools. This resulted in some schools attracting far many applicants against their capacities. These schools include Kabianga High School, which has a capacity of 768, attracted 153,078. Yeah, you can see we have only 768, and this time we have said no one will be able to go beyond the capacity as given by the ministry. This was the total number of applicants. Nanyuka High School had applicants 148,827. They can only accommodate 576. Nyandarua High School, the total number of applicants were 137,511, and they can only accommodate 240. Pangani Girls had 119,265 applicants, and they can only be able to accommodate 384. Maseno High School had 105,504, and they can only be able to accommodate 720. Alliance Girls High School had 104,765, and they can only be able to accommodate 384. Nakuru High School had a total of 103,909, and they can only be able to accommodate 336. Kapusabet Boys had a total of 99,542, and they can only be able to accommodate 384. Mangu High School, they have a capacity of 480, and the number of applicants was 98,146. Butere Girls High School, their total number of applicants was 95,550, and they can only be able to accommodate 768. I've taken the 10 top to indicate that their school almost we get so many applicants, and yet the vacancies, the capacity for that school is so few. The result of the above means many candidates will not get their choices and have to accept that it is not possible to be placed in your dream school. I wish to call upon head teachers and parents to ensure that candidates make wise choices through proper advice. In addition, it was noted that 33,984 students from 2,673 schools did not select any school. So we have those who did the exam, and actually some of them did very well, but we found out that they never made any selection. To this end, I direct the county directors of education to establish the concerned schools with a view of instituting administrative actions against the head teachers and schools management for failing to adequately register runners for examinations. However, even those that did not indicate any school of their choice, we have also been able to place them in various schools. We did not leave them out because, of course, they failed to make a choice. We have also catered for that. The reporting period for all 2023 Form 1 students will be from 6th February 2023 to 13th February 2023. In the case of queries, parents are advised to visit their respective county directors of education for assistance. I'm directing that all admitted students should be captured on NEMIS by 2nd March 2023. All the CDs are required to ensure compliance with this requirement, because this is the basis of them being captured in the NEMIS that as a ministry, as a government, we will be able to give out capitation. As I conclude my remarks, I wish to announce that this year's Form 1 selection was fully computerized from national to sub-county levels. Candidates, parents, or guardians can now access joining instructions that are available online for all categories of schools through the ministry's website, www.education.go.ke. Let me repeat again, the ministry's website is www.education.go.ke. For any queries, you are asked to check on frequently asked questions under Form 1 selection. Assistance may be obtained by writing an email to placement@education.go.ke. Any inquiries, one can be able to send an email and we will be able to respond to placement@education.go.ke. The results can also be checked by texting the candidate's index number to 22263. Let me repeat again. Parents can also be able to get the schools that their children have been taken to by indicating the candidate's index number to 22263. From right now, as we conclude this, one will be able to know which particular school he or she has been admitted to. Schools will access and download their selection list by logging into the NEMIS platform. So each and every school, may it be a national, may it be extra county, may it be county or sub-county, will also be able to get the list of those who have been admitted into their respective schools by getting into the NEMIS platform. Parents are asked to take their runners to the schools they have been placed in. Those who may not be satisfied may approach desired schools for assistance. I now wish, ladies and gentlemen, to declare the 23 Form 1 selection, placement and admission results for the 2022 KCPE examination candidates officially released. Thank you and God bless. Thank you very much, members of the press. We thank you for coming over, and I think that is it. We will be able to give you copies of this, and I said we are arranging, we are making an arrangement in a month's time or so, where we'll be engaging you from time to time, because we require to communicate what is happening so that Kenyans can be able to understand, particularly on the junior secondary, that indeed all is well. We require to communicate for Kenyans to understand that CBC is the best way to go, of course, with the necessary amendments that have been done going forward. In case there is a question or two, I'm with my colleagues here. You can ask one question or two. Appears to come Rosa. And my come Rosa. And the waist neck. Yeah, maybe come Rosa. Yeah. Yes.
Construction work to enable junior secondary to be placed into that sector. Now we are going into the primary school sector. We have that challenge of, in terms of capacitation, vis-a-vis the number of countries, what are parents expected to do in case the number of primary schools do not have the capacity to host the large number of candidates who are transitioning into grades. And then there's another question by parents. Some of the books that they are writing inside them, and it's a concern for many of them that they cannot have them used as the way your children can have another use the same kind of books. How does the ministry address some of those quarters? And the issue of how soon do you expect the grade 7 class to be ready in the uniforms?
I think we take two and then noting the questions. Yes?
My name is Shadrach Michiko.
And that is the